What? No theme music, nah?
Gusto, now Chris the host. Man, I make a little dinner whilst busting joke. Come to the yard, get it off your chest. There's no hard feelings when you're rocking with the best. Everything's crisp, everything's nice. Throw a little sugar, add a little spice. Ask all questions, cook a little rice. Gamble like Vegas and throw a little dice.
Raise a glass and make a toast. Drop by Chris for a Sunday roast. Or 8 days of his mixology. Get twisted and not off the Hennessy. Now your belly's full, play a game of ball. Gusto, he's coming from the old school. No if buts, maybes, whys. No silly questions, I tell no lies.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
Live talks with one of Birmingham's own young talents coming up, Mr. Shaq Chileshe.
Oh, boy. Get some water in me. There we go. What's up, people? What's up, people? Waiting for the first young gun. Alright, ready. Wait for this first one. Yo,
You good?
what are you saying?
Man, I just got back from the hospital, innit?
Hospital?
Yeah, look.
What happened, man? Shit.
I fell off my
Why'd you
bike.
do that?
I landed straight on my wrist and it sprained it.
Was it your left? Is your shooting hand or your off hand? Damn. How long be back for a recovery? Pardon?
They said have it for a week and then take it off.
I can hardly hear you, you know.
What's it? They said that I take it off after a week.
Okay.
So
So probably should be fine. All right. Go. How you been dealing with lockdown?
I mean, I've just been in my room. Like, I've been trying
Someone
to
said
play
you
ball.
can't shoot anyway. Someone said you can't shoot anyway.
It's trash talk, innit? It's trash talk. But
Yeah.
nah, I've been trying to play basketball. Like, I play basketball like probably like 3 times a week. Right
Okay.
now. Try to find an open court.
That's good. At least you're getting some reps up. You could work on your left hand for now while that hand's out.
Good.
Not a bad idea.
It's annoying though, because I'm still recovering from my ankle as well a bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, your ankles. Oh, yeah. How's that recovery?
It's all right. I can still play on it, but when I play, like, I can feel like just a tiny bit of pain. So
So not as bad as it was before.
yeah, it's not as bad as it was.
Okay. Cool. That's all right. Get your dealing with the quarantine. So let people know here. Where is it you were born and where have you grown up?
Born in Birmingham, grown up in Smethwick.
Oh, Smethwick, right there. And is that and what got you into basketball?
Pardon?
What got you into basketball?
My brother.
Your brother?
Basically, when I was younger, my brother used to play for Albion.
Yeah.
I didn't really play much sport, but the only reason I started playing basketball because I didn't have anything else really to do. But then once he stopped playing basketball, I stopped playing basketball, and then I only got back into it like a year or two ago.
Okay,
So
okay, yeah, or two ago. All right, all right. And how's that been for you getting back into it?
it's been better because I played a year in YBL, and then I ended up joining Albion, where I played National League,
Yeah.
and so playing National League is more of a better competition for me.
Okay,
So
okay. So we'll get into that Albion saga and thing. So talk us through your first basketball experiences.
what do you say?
So talk us through your first basketball experiences. Your first basketball
Wow,
experience.
wow. Oh, what this? So my first ever proper major season, that was with the YBL.
Yeah,
I ended up winning an MVP award for
yeah,
West Brom BC. I think this season's been one of my best seasons, only because the competition's been harder. So
yeah, yeah,
I'm getting more experience, if you get what I mean.
yeah, yeah,
The only bad thing is towards the end of the season when I sprained my ankle,
yeah, yeah. Okay,
which that's been a bit of a turn off. You know what I mean?
okay. What about talk us through then? Because before you went to YBA and you had a little saga up with Rockets, right?
Oh yeah.
How was that little experience?
I went for the trials for their either under 16 Premier or conference
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
I didn't end up getting in, so they said to me, "Join. You can have a place for the YBL." At the time, I was quite annoyed because I felt personally that I was good enough to play in
yeah,
the Premier and conference team. So
yeah.
then from there, I ended up joining the YBL anyway, but I ended up joining the West Brom BC. But I think I'm kind of glad that I didn't end up getting picked for that team.
Okay,
I feel like Albion's quite one of the best teams in the West Midlands in my eyes.
yeah.
Like coach wise, everything. I think
So give us your differences then between WBA and the Rockets. What are your differences? What is the
I,
difference you experienced with both of those teams?
I feel that West Bromwich Albion they care more about the whole team. Like I felt like at Rockets they had you always had that coach, like the player that the coach loved, literally.
Yeah,
Whereas at Albion, it's spread. The coach treats everyone the same. I mean, you might have your little favorite there and then, but it's better. You can get on with the coaches a lot more.
yeah,
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
it's just better playing there.
Okay, okay. And the coaches were they very different to what you're being coached right now?
Definitely. I feel like I'm being pushed harder.
Okay,
Definitely.
okay.
Um, yeah.
So it's bringing more of the best out of you, basically, in say West Brom as it
Yeah.
is compared to.
And throughout the season, my coach Sarah, for all of us, every game she gave us a slip to say what we do good in the game and what we need to work on. So then I've got them all built up upstairs, so that at the
Yeah,
end
yeah.
of the season I can reflect on everything and then see what I have to improve on and then implement it in the next season.
Okay, okay, okay. So that's your reasons for leaving Rockets. All right, then. So talk
Yeah.
us through this. So you left Rockets and that.
Yeah.
So after you left Rockets, before going to WBA, what was you doing between those times? So in terms of basketball.
That's when I played for under 17s at West Brom BC.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the year that I won my first MVP award. That's my major trophy, first major trophy I got.
That's your first major role. All right. Talk us through that
Yeah.
whole experience. So
Um,
talk us through that whole season, the coaching, the culture there, and winning
I
MVP.
I joined I joined that season quite late though as well. I joined it about a quarter through the season.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like if I joined a bit earlier, I could have helped the team win the league. But I think we came like second or third. But we ended up winning the summer league finals as well. But at West Brom BC, they're more of a community basketball club as well.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
They have you heard of Just Play?
Just play.
Yeah, they have like a scheme going on where like a bunch of different people from different clubs can come and just play on one court.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
heard of that. That's the first I've heard of that. All right, and how's that work? Just play? Is it something that happens every year? Is it or every week? Is it
It's just it's every week. Every week it goes
and
on.
then is it all levels or is it just mainly under 18s?
Um, I think there's an age restriction. I think it's like under 18s. I think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
16 and over.
yeah. Yeah. So all right then. So we go. That's moving on from the West Brom situation. And is there anything you took from that situation from West Brom before we move on? And also, was you expecting to win MVP, knowing that you joined so late?
I didn't expect to win it. I thought I would have got like maybe like a sixth man of the year sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Or maybe like rookie, but I averaged about I think it was like 25 points a game for them. So I was one of
gosh.
like the lead scorers on that team.
And that's when you started in late. All right. So
Yeah,
what position in the table were they in the league though when you came in? Where were they in the league?
I think they were like fourth. They were
Fourth.
in. Yeah, yeah. We ended up
That's
getting
not
to
bad though.
first, but then
Hmm?
we ended up going first. But then there was a game against Worcester Bears, and we had to win that game to win the league. We did end up losing because I had injured myself the game before that as well, so I
That's when
couldn't
you
play
got
that game.
injured.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. So that's one of your first injuries, isn't it?
yeah.
So talk us
It's,
through how you dealt with that injury. Like, what was that experience like? No, you just got injured after having such a great season, and
um,
you fall short. Like, how did you deal with that on a mental aspect and a physical aspect?
I was I was actually like really annoyed. I wanted to get straight back into ball like
Yeah.
as soon as possible. Um, so I was there. I still went to every game, sitting on the
Yeah.
bench with my team, but I was just like wishing that this could heal quicker so I could play. Because then I had
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a game for Albion against Worcester Bears, and that was one of our hardest games. We ended up losing by 1 point, but we still ended up winning the league anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite tough because it was painful as well. Sleeping through the night on it, waking up in the middle of the night all the time.
Ooh.
Because I had like a pillow
Was that
underneath
bad?
it, so like it was like
Was it,
every little turn I'd wake up.
was it like swelling up as well?
Yeah, it was like I'd say about a golf ball size, like on my ankle.
Ah.
It was quite big.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's mad, man. That's mad. So you then eventually recovered from that one. So that was that injury pass. But
yeah.
then move on the summer now. You go to WBA. So how did that signing all come about? How did that connection come about?
For you?
All right. Oh yeah, through me. So yeah. All right then. All right then. Oh yeah, it was for me. So yeah, that's when I mentioned I spoke to Sarah Denkamp.
Yep.
And has she ever mentioned Denkamp to you either at all either? Yeah.
I don't think. I think she might have, but I probably forgot.
All right, right.
But then
So
comes
yeah,
like
so you
top
went up.
50.
Pardon?
Then comes like top 50, isn't it?
Yeah, if you get recommended, so I'm guessing if you do well enough in the season, they can recommend you. I think you could play. You're good enough to play there, but it depends on what your coach would say. But
Yeah.
that's my opinion. So yeah, WBA. I did speak to Sarah. I do remember that. I spoke to Denkamp, and then she took you on. I do remember because she was a bit she was in two minds because she heard you played the other West Brom, and they're
Yeah.
not National League, are they?
No.
And she felt like I was just getting you someone. I was getting someone who could not play basketball. So
Yeah, that
she
was the
like
problem.
she she was like, oh, I don't know if he's good enough. I have to check him out myself. I said, that's fine. We'll take him there, innit? And then
Yeah.
then I took you over to I took you to the coach, and that I felt like you just fit straight. I felt like you fit straight in the first training camp. So what was
Yeah.
your first experiences when you first got there? What did you think?
Training was a lot different, that's for sure. The teammates, I got on with them straight away. no problems. They just welcomed me in straight away. All the coaches. Yeah, I just fit in really, really well with that team.
Yeah. And what is like so talk us through that whole season. So when you got there, because I know you had a successful season with him as well. So how did it
Yeah.
go on? How did it progress?
So I remember one of my first games. I remember I didn't get much playing time. I think I came on like third quarter. That was my
Yeah.
first minutes, and then
Third quarter.
I think gradually Sarah saw that I had potential, and then throughout the upcoming games, she had put me on more and more. But I still wasn't a starter. That's why for the under-16s, I got sixth man of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think if I averaged about probably like 14 points per game at Albion, but that's because we've got a lot of good scorers on our team.
Who's the top scorer on your team, and what was he averaging?
I think it was Brian. He's like 6'6". He's quite tall. I think he was averaging about 20 a game.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's not bad. So you probably was like top third scorer?
Yeah. Because we also lost. We had like 3 injuries during that season. 3 players injured. We had one guy who sprained his ankle just like me, but his was a bit more severe. He was one of our main point guards. I injured my ankle, and then someone else injured their ankle as well. So somehow we still managed to pull it through, though.
Did you get there at the beginning of the season, or was it halfway through the season again?
I think
not halfway through.
I think it was beginning of the season. Yeah, it was beginning of the season.
Okay.
Because I remember doing all the registration. Everyone was there. We had the registration evening and all that.
So where did you feel found more competition? Because you said you played, because Sarah was the under 16s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also played under 18s.
I mean, the under 18s games were a lot harder because they're a lot older and they're a lot bigger. So under 16s, I could literally just cruise to the basket, score a layup. That's me done. Under 18s, I got blocked quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You have to think more now, innit?
Yeah. I just never saw it coming. But throughout the season, I learned how to get past big defenders. So
Okay.
I fit in.
You're quick, so you kind of learn how to know and when to use your speed, innit? So you got to think when to move and not to move.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what's your WBA? What's your relationship like with Sarah?
Good. Like, she always messages me like tips to help me. So she tells me stuff to work on my shooting, all of that. But like when I sprained my ankle, she was messaging me constantly to asking like how's my recovery, giving me exercises to do, all of that. She's one of the closest relationships I probably had with a basketball coach is Sarah.
Okay, that's good.
Easy to get along with.
That's saying a lot. So what about your relationship with Clive? Because I know Clive, he does the under 18s, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a good relationship with Clive as well. But Clive used to coach my older brother as well. So
okay,
I knew Clive from quite a while ago, but I don't think he knew me. So I've got a good relationship with Clive. I think he likes me. He knows that I'm a good player as well. But yeah, Clive also helped me when I injured my ankle. Yeah, he was also making sure I'm okay. All of that.
That's good. And what have you learned from Clive? Because you know Clive, he's been around, isn't it? So he played professional at a high level. He played in the BBL.
Yeah.
When it was big back then. What kind of things have you learned off of him?
Well, quite a lot. Because as you know, Clive's quite tall as well. I remember one camp. It was like he opened up a court for the day. I got there about 10, and he was quite dead. There was a lot of younger, so me and Clive had like a one-on-one, not like a match. Like he was teaching me post moves,
one-on-one moves,
different like how to shoot off like a dribble, all of that. So I had about that day I was there for about 8 hours just training. Me and him. He was
8 hours.
Yeah. The whole day I was basically there.
The whole day you were there.
Basketball. Yeah.
Flipping hell, but you didn't rest or anything.
Nah. Nah.
That's a long time, wasn't it? So, and you just worked on post moves and one moves, and
Yeah, and then
did he ever give you any advice as well, like how to what it is you need to do for you to get to the next level?
just train a lot harder. But one of the things that a lot of coaches do tell me is work on my shooting. That's one thing I do need to work on.
Yeah, I do think so as well.
Yeah.
If I'm honest,
Finishing
I
at the
think
basket, I'm really good at, but shooting, definitely something. If once I've got that shooting in my game, I can be quite unguardable in my eyes.
definitely, I agree.
So
Another shooter just joined. If he's still in, Kofi's in here. Kofi's another shooter, and he's from Birmingham, so you might be able to get some shooting practice with him.
Oh, Kofi's what's there in it?
What's the Wolves?
Yeah, I remember watching him because when Sarah takes us to games and that. Yeah.
Is there anyone else from Birmingham that you looked up to who's a professional?
Not
Or do
really.
you know of anyone?
Nah. I don't really. I watch a lot of like NBA. So
Okay. Fair enough.
I look up to NBA stars really, innit?
That's cool. You got a few Birmingham guys there. You got Kofi. You got Miles Hessen, who plays at a high level as well. So
Yeah.
these are some guys that are really close near you. So you probably could get some more tips of them guys, man. Definitely. What was I gonna say now? What was the toughest challenges you experienced with WBA though?
Toughest challenges. I would say playing under 18s. Like,
How much did you average at under 18?
I think probably only like 8 points a game.
No, there's always room for improvement.
Yeah. As I said, it was different because I've spiked throughout a year. I've spiked from being in YBL, then going up to under 16s and straight to under 18s Premier. So,
but it's good for you though, because you get exposed to that. Now you know what to expect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I feel like this season, because if a lot of the players stay at the teams they're at now, like that I've played this year, I feel like I can work on how to get past them this season. So it will be easier for me this season and not under 18s. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'm still figuring out where I want to play this season because I might want to go Aston Manor. Have you heard of Aston Manor?
No. Is that another team?
Yeah, they're playing the ABL.
ABL?
Yeah. But at the moment, it looks like I'm going to be playing College League at Dudley College and still West Bromwich Albion under 18s.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Right, so after playing under 18s, what's your ultimate goal? Where do you want to go?
To be honest, I want to go just play in Europe, at least. Play somewhere in Europe. I don't mind playing in UK, but right now my goal is to play professionally somewhere in Europe. Maybe like Lithuania or something like that.
All right, talking of UK then, because this is a question I ask every guest that comes on. I want to know, what is your views on British basketball and the BBL, and what things you reckon they need to do to improve it, or what do you reckon they could do to improve it? So what do you think's working, and what do you think they can do to improve it? That's what I'm interested in.
What do I think's working? I mean, BBR's got a lot of good basketball players, like who can definitely play at higher levels. What's working with them? I'm not really sure. Like, I would say what they could improve on. Is let me think. Because I've been to a lot of BBL games and that, but
Yeah.
I can't really see.
It's still there.
Like, yeah, it's definitely developing. Since watching it last year from when I went to the finals, I think it's becoming more popular. But
Definitely. I think there's a lot that can improve on. I think they need to improve on it a bit more because it's like, for you guys coming up,
yeah,
it's something that I think, you know, it should help they should look at ways to get you guys more way to want to play in the BBL. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you lot are motivated enough
yeah,
because of how they're running it. Like, you know, I don't think they're doing enough in terms of marketing wise. Like the fact that you don't watch it enough and you're watching more NBA.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
obviously nothing to discredit NBA. NBA is a great league. And, you know, we have basketball players here. Like, do you feel like the opportunity is you reckon is great for the ones that's coming up? You reckon? Or do you reckon?
From my eyes, I wouldn't say so right now because I don't actually know what path to take to get to the BBL right now. So there's not a lot of basketball academies I know of to get there.
Okay.
Like, I remember I was looking at obviously London City Royals. I forgot what happened with them. What happened with them?
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah, because they had like an academy, but I was gonna go there to like their academy.
Yeah.
Then they folded, but I don't feel like they give out enough information and stuff to help youngers who want to play professional basketball. Like,
definitely,
they should provide like a path for them that will help them to get there. But
yeah,
you don't really see that.
I know you mean it. Give them that sense of hope that, you know, there is an opportunity for them here. So,
Yeah,
which is why I'm asking you this because it's like it gives me a better perspective what the youngers coming up are thinking about British basketball. So it's good to hear that. What would you like to see more of from British basketball and the BBL?
I think more of like events, not like mid-season, so that they can get more known. Like people can start to know them more. So like they can set up events in like Birmingham or Glasgow or stuff, like little basketball competitions around to get people more interested in it. So even if it's like a little competition of like a 3v3 to do with it, like anything like that.
And maybe more interaction with the players, you reckon, as well.
Yeah, definitely.
To get to know who they are.
Yeah.
Thing as well, marketing as well. Get the marketing out there so you guys know about it.
Most definitely.
And definitely. All right. Let's move on. I was gonna ask another question. Do you know about the WBBL? It's the women's basketball.
I don't actually hear enough about that, you know.
See, that's another thing again. Don't hear enough about it.
I remember what.
So,
To be honest.
All right, then we always ask. Yeah. Go on then. Sorry.
Last year, not this year's finals. When I went to last year's finals, the women's BBL finals was a lot more interesting than the men's. I'll say that now.
Okay.
Like, it was more of a close game, and I just felt like the vibe was a bit better.
Oh, did you watch it then? Online? Yeah.
I went to the Birmingham.
So that one was in Scotland?
No, I was at the Birmingham one.
Oh, the Birmingham one,
yeah, that one. I felt like it was a lot more interesting.
Oh, and Worcester played Bristol, wasn't it?
Worcester Bristol was this year, isn't it?
No, last year. I forgot what was that.
Last year was London Lions and
yeah, it was.
I forgot what the team was. I think it might have been Bristol. I don't know.
No, I don't think it was Bristol. But I think Lions won that.
I think it's Brandon Peel put on like a massive performance.
Yeah. He just signed with a team in Finland.
Yeah, I was looking at it on London Lions Instagram.
Yeah. He's a sign. Congrats to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll get someone decent to replace him. So we'll see what happens with Lions. Also, then we always ask our guests this: Favorite pre-game meal or favorite post-game meal?
Pre-game meal. So before a game, it depends what time it is really. Like when I have games in the morning, I'll probably have like a banana.
Yeah.
In the morning before the
Pre-game.
game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Post game. You see, the bad thing is a lot of when I'm coming back from like places from like Milton Keynes from basketball games and that, I always eat a lot of junk food. Like I stuff off at Mackey's. I have some Mackey's and that. But I always have my protein shakes, pre-workouts. I always have that. So
Okay.
But this season, I'm trying to write out a plan so I can stay healthy through the season.
That's good.
A better diet for this season.
That's a good idea. No, not a bad idea. So next one now. We have these every guest I have these hotspot questions. So the 2 3-part questions. And the first part is a player you love playing against, a player you love playing with, and a funny teammate.
So is the player against have to be from like a different team or the same team?
If it's like someone in the same team and you play against them in training, you can do that.
Yeah. Play against.
Or someone against in another team. That who you love playing against.
I would say playing against. There's a player called Josh. He plays for my team. He's like tall. The only reason I love playing against him is because he's probably one of the only people that could probably lock me up.
Oh damn!
He's like a paint beast. Like I can't. Yeah, that's my thing. I go into the paint. I score inside the paint. So when he's there, it's like.
So it's not necessarily locking you up. It's more a case of you can't get past him because Because it sounds like if you could bring him out the perimeter, you could get past him. But if he's already there,
I've got like a quick first step.
Pardon?
I've got like a quick first step.
Yeah.
A player I love playing with is oh man, I would say, oh, this is hard. There's a player called Leo.
Okay.
Like he just sets like a pace at the game. Like when I'm playing with him, when he's running point guard on the floor, I can get a lot of the ball because he's like one of the only point guards that he knows how to control the other team, like the tempo.
Oh, that's dope.
As soon as he gets the ball in his hands, everyone else can set up court, and then we can run our plays better. So then that gives us like small forwards and that a better chance of scoring. So yeah, he's someone I love playing with because he can read the game.
Yeah,
he can read the game. So
what are you, a small forward or shooting guard?
Small forward.
All right, small forward. All right. Okay, and then I said a funny teammate.
Funny teammate. Oh, Brian, this guy, man. Like you could have stared with this man. He's just sometimes the stuff he comes out with it just doesn't make any sense in training as well. Like he doesn't even know his left and rights.
Yeah.
Like when we ask him go left, like lay up, he'll end up going right. When we say go right, he'll go left. He's just like, oh man, I don't even know. He's always. I remember before he was late to one of our games, rocked up like halfway through our game. And he's our captain as well.
Yeah.
He was our captain.
He's your captain. So your captain don't know he's left and right.
No.
That's scary, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to recall, man, like a funny moment. Oh yeah, there was a time we had a game quite far away.
Yeah.
We ended up. He was still in the change room. Everyone was on the minibus. He was still in the change room trying to get ready, and we ended up like. He was trying to run around the car park because Sarah was like driving the minibus around the car park, and he was just chasing after the bus. He's just one of them teammates that like he could just make everyone laugh. Just by what he does, not even by what he says. It's just
that man chasing around the cop. Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, we've got the next set of questions. All right, so is a player you didn't like playing against, a player you didn't like playing with, and a funny opponent. So the player you didn't like playing with, they're not necessarily someone you hate. You might like them. They might be your best friend, but you might not like playing with them.
yeah. So a player I don't like playing with is a player called Joel. He plays for my under-16s. This boy, like once the ball's in his hand, you can just step out of the way. He's not gonna pass to you. He won't. He'll pull up. He'll pull up at like near half court. He'll make them. He'll make most of them. But it's just like, yo, like share the ball.
Is he a black hole? You call him on the black hole.
He literally, you get the ball. You just like, why would you pass the ball, man? Like, don't let him run. Don't let him run point guard because you're not getting the ball back. Like, genuinely.
It's one of those ones where you don't in a clutch game you don't pass him the ball unless you have to. He's wide open, give him the ball, but don't.
No. He'll pull up. He'll pull up 100% smothered. He'll pull up that shot literally. It's crazy, man.
A player you didn't like playing against, kryptonite. Everyone has a kryptonite.
A player I don't like playing against. There's actually a player. I don't know. This guy plays for a different team. He plays for COB Rockets.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. I know he's a number like 34. He is probably one of the best basketball players I've seen. He's also one of the people when I play against, it's hard to get past him.
Yeah. Flipping out.
He doesn't even need to guard you, he'll just like intimidate you. He's one of them who tries to get into your head.
Yeah.
Like, and then he can score as well. He's crazy.
Damn. So are you gonna prepare for that next time? What's your mentality working on that? Mental game, innit?
I think nothing of it. I'll just be like, yeah, you're not gonna be getting into my head now.
Yeah.
I can get past you easy.
Yeah. That's cool, man. As long as you prepare for them players, man, they're tough. The ones that get in your head and can play, they're tough.
Yeah.
And then I said, funny opponent.
Funny opponent. It sounds hard, you know. I would say there's a different player who plays for COB as well.
Yeah.
He's one of them players that plays for a team, but like he's a bit like Dennis Rodman. He's not really a scorer. Like he can play defense and that. So let's say you pass him the ball on the fast break, he's gonna fumble. He'll fumble the ball. Like you'll see him and he'll start tripping over the ball and like he can't gather it properly. Yeah, but and he's a player that will try get into your head, but you're just thinking to yourself, how are you trying to get into my head? You're fumbling the ball every time on a fast break. Like, are you for real?
The ones that confuse you, like, oh, how are you talking trash to me? That makes no sense. Like, what? You? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's funny, man. So that's a funny opponent. I like that, man. I like that.
Yep.
All right. Anyone else in here got any more questions for Shaq? And also, Shaq, do you have any questions for myself?
How did you get into like the basketball community, if you know what I mean? Like what brought you into it?
Similar to you, you know, I got through it through my brother. So when I was younger, he started at the age of 10. He brought me to Crystal Palace, which is one of the biggest or most known places for basketball in London.
Yeah.
So at the time, Crystal Palace had a national team, actually had a professional team. And this is where London Towers was. London Leopards used to play there.
Yeah.
So there, my brother got me into it, and then afterwards I went to Brixton. Brixton, Jimmy Rogers was known around the whole. So if you ask your coaches about Jimmy Rogers, they'll know who he is, who he was. He passed away not long ago. So since then, I've had a lot of connection with people. I've grown up with a lot of people who play basketball, like Justin. I grew up with Matthew. I grew up with. I know Ashley Hamilton. Also, most guys you see me getting on my show, I know them through someone or I actually know them as well. So you know.
Yeah.
And also just the fact that because I've played basketball and I know people, everyone knows someone in basketball. So you know someone that knows someone. You end up being friends with them anyway. So you could go down and say, you know, Clive, and I'm guarantee you end up having like 4 or 5 connections. So yeah, man, that's what my brother got me into basketball though, from a young age.
Someone he's at. Oh, Dylan, how do I get as athletic as you? Oh,
hey man, that's
workout. I run a lot. Yeah, I do a lot of work on my legs, so I can run for a while, like really a long time. Athletic though, man. Don't get fat. Don't get fat as well. Definitely. You don't want to be carrying weight.
Yeah. Just don't get out of shape. Once you lose your basketball shape, it is hard to get back into it, man. It's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just asked, what advice would you give someone wanting to play basketball?
Someone wanting to play basketball. What is that from? Like roots? You haven't played basketball before?
Yeah, let's go with that for someone who's never played before.
I would say, start off. Don't look for a team that's at a high level. Start off at maybe going to like a local, like a local court that you can just play with people against. Find people that can sort of teach you the basics at first, because I guarantee once you go to a club, like you're not really gonna be getting much game time. You can go to a club and get like good training in, but you won't really get a lot of game time. So I'd say, yeah,
learn the basics. I agree. I get what you're saying. Learn the basics first. Go somewhere where you can just learn the basics first.
Yeah.
And then get into a team afterwards. Because and then I'd say if you get into a team and you start on the bench, you start on the bench.
Yeah.
It happens to the best.
It's a start somewhere, innit?
You know what I mean? And you had another question. How do you get past those tough games and maintain your motivation for the future?
How do I get past those tough games? I think of it as a lesson. So whatever didn't work out in that game, you recall it, then just implement it in your next game. That's why, as I said like earlier in the live, that's why when my coach writes what happened that's good in the game and bad in the game, that's something that helps me. Because then whether it's a tough game or a good game, I'll always have something there that I can look at and be like, yeah, that's something I'm going to put in the next game when I verse them. You know what I mean? Motivation, maintain your motivation in the future. Just, I would say,
Mom's been a good influence, isn't it?
You, Mom?
Yeah.
When I come home from a bad game, she's always like, just look ahead. Don't look back at that game. It's just a loss. It's a loss, yeah, but we can bounce back from it. Yeah.
Bounce back from it, man. Leave it. It happened. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had one more. Someone asked, "What do you think you've improved since the beginning?"
What have I improved on since the beginning? My mindset, definitely. When I stepped on a basketball court, I was one of those players where you could get into my head quite easy. Like, and the worst thing about that is
I remember that.
I would show my aggression on the court, and then the opponents would think, oh, you know what, we can get into this guy's head.
I remember that. I do remember that vaguely.
Yeah, that's when opponents like they get the better of me.
Definitely. That's what I do agree with that. I think your mindset used to get a bit too upset.
Yeah, like do you remember
Used to
when
get
you
upset.
went Halley Stadium?
Yeah, used to
Yeah,
get so I was like, bro, just let it go, man. But yeah,
yeah,
you're learning as you go along. So you know what I mean? I knew enough guys that had tempers, but that's when they were younger. But as they get older, they realize, you know what I mean? What I say is
yeah,
you let your game talk. I was always saying,
yeah,
let your
yeah.
game talk. Let them talk. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All right. Cool. All right, brother. Thank you for joining us.
No
Under
problem.
18. And we obviously, yeah, obviously wish you the best going forward. And
Thank you.
you're the future of the English British basketball, so we're rooting for you lot.
Thanks.
And yeah, man. Oh, oh wait, what was your best game this season? The reels, these
Oh,
reels.
what was my best? uh, best game this season.
Do this last one.
Best game this season, I would say. Ooh, this is actually that's a tough question. Uh, Against probably Coventry. I think it was Coventry. I think I dropped like 36 points on
Oh,
Coventry.
wow.
So
That's casual, boy.
that was
Man
one
just
of
said,
my
yeah, I
best
dropped.
games.
Man just said, yeah, I just dropped 36. Damn.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm used
man.
to dropping like 36 in the YBL though, innit? That's why.
Yeah,
So
man. Keep
yeah,
dropping them, bro. Drop more. Go for another career high.
yeah,
Become Britain's best scorer one day. You never know.
yep,
You know what I mean, being a scorer is tough, man. But you'll get through it. But when you keep learning to the point where it's automatic, and as soon as you get the ball, no one can stop you. So keep working
yeah.
on it.
Oh,
'Cause the basics is now when you get to the detail stuff, angles and positioning, and you know other like technical stuff as well. So yeah, you'll be alright. And the physics.
yep.
But yeah, all right, bro. Hope you wish you nothing but a good recovery with that hand.
Thank
Rest
you.
up, and mate, working at left hand if you can.
I
And
will.
we'll catch up with you soon, bro. We'll see you.
Uh,
Be in touch in a
See you
bit.
later. Bye.
See you later.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
I'm Chris G, host of Everything Chris. Hope you liked that video. If you did, click that like button. Also leave a comment. And also, if you want to see more, click that subscribe button to get a notification when we upload new content every single time. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you stay tuned for some more. And also, as you know, with me, everything's always Chris.